Hogwarts Legacy, a game rooted in a controversy that really backfired for them. Now, the controversy all started around J.K. Rowling. Personally, I was looking forward to this game. I bought it. I've been playing it. I like it. Let's get over, well, I'll do a brief history of why they don't like J.K. Rowling. She said, women are women and men are men, and there are differences. You know, a very based statement. Well, I should say a tweet, but that drove them nuts. Now, JK says a lot of stuff that I don't agree with, but I don't hate the woman. That's just her opinion, you know, because opinions are opinions. But to wish a death on this woman, just because, well, because she believes in biology and science, because I'm of the belief that there are only two genders. Now, you can make up all the crap you want. You can be a Z, a per, a zipper, I don't give a shit, but I'm not going to live in your fantasy. Now, if you want to boycott the game for your own opinions, that's your prerogative. But my problem is when you start trying to tell other people what to do. Like, you shouldn't buy this, or you're this, you're that. That's where I have to draw the line at. Now, this review comes from The Wired. I mean, it's not really a review, it's more of like a fake review, because they give it a low score, and the whole point of the review is just to complain about J.K. Rowling and how Harry Potter's dead and stuff. Like, it's pretty funny. Now, this article is written by someone named Jana Gray. I can't really tell what they are, so I'm just going to call them a transformer. A legal research for Thomas Reuters and tech reporter for Digital Trends. She currently resides in Portland, Oregon. Oh, no wonder. With her partner and a pet rabbit named Lola. Now, the title of the review is There is No Magic in Hogwarts Legacy. This game is mid at best, and its real-world harms are impossible to ignore. Now, I'm going to go over some of their review of it, and you're going to see that there is very little mention of the game itself. It's pretty much just all about JK and how much of a fan of Harry Potter they were, and because of one opinion that the author disagrees with, Harry Potter is dead. Now, at first they give their rating, which is a 1 out of 10. From the Wired side, it's helped me say goodbye to Harry Potter. And then on the Tired section, which I think is the funniest section, the story is rooted in anti-Semitic tropes. The gameplay feels dated. The graphics are generations behind. All the characters are one-dimensional. It doesn't stay true to the lore. Every character feels like it's an off-brand version of the characters we know and love. There is no sense of place, no magic, no heart. How dare you, J.K. Rowling, who had very little to do with the game's actual creation. It's just a license that she sold this company. All right, from here on out, that's pretty much the last little bit of the game we'll hear about, except for this little section at the bottom. Yikes, y'all. I don't even smoke, and I feel like I need a cigarette before I get this thing started. We're here to talk about the Hogwarts Legacy. We need to discuss the whole mess. Pull up a chair, pour yourself up some tea, wrap yourself in a blanket, scream into a pillow and into the abyss, and schedule a therapy session because you're gonna need it. Now they talk about the game, how Hogwarts Legacy is a third-person action RPG set in the universe of the classic Harry Potter series. Blah, 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 created by J.K. Rowling. When I was a kid, I totally loved J.K. and I loved Harry Potter. But since then, every homophobic or transphobic thing queer kids hear growing up becomes the voice that follows them for a long time. We hear relatives, friends, parents say awful things about us. For a lot of us, we fight those voices every day. When one of those voices that comes from an author you thought you could trust, and you do for 99% of what they say, the one thing they say out of the million other things, I hate them. This is the part that they kind of remember that they are a reviewer for a video game. So they try to make excuses to why the game's bad and has no soul or magic. They mention art direction and all that stuff because they can't be objective with anything. Because when you have no real opinion of it, which this person doesn't, they mention their fans, but they can't be an actual journalist. And for that reason, I cannot recommend spending money on this game when it helps bring so much harm to the world. Unless your goal is to cause harm. Good thing that you were probably given a review copy, because I doubt you would even be able to afford it. I mean, you're a journalist in 2023. They also mentioned the Fantastic Beasts movies, which are terrible, because of the part where they're doing their self-righteousness. There's a direct correlation between J.K.'s Rowling's bigotry and how flat and heartless the wizarding world has become. I don't think that's a coincidence, though. I think it's because the LGBT have too many letters. The people and the genuine allies are some of the best creative minds in the world. That's why everything won't go broke, you know? And the films as well as the video as well as this game was made without them. The gaming industry is far queerer than most people realize. You mean the fact that the LGBT community represents less than 5% of the overall world's population? How many of those queerer folks are liars and charlatans, using that banner to get jobs, as well as to create shields? All the things you know and love about your favorite games were made by queer people! I don't just mean directors and executive producers, I mean the concept artists that bring your favorite games to life. The sound designers, the engineers, the technical artists, the composers, musicians, writers, testers, producers. The hands that make the best game the world has ever seen is queer. And they have a heartbeat. Holy shit, that was a mouthful. Well, none of this is true, by the way. Maybe 5 years ago, before before the pronouns, before all the fake LGBT people, before all the grandstanding, this movie has the first gay kiss, this movie has the first non-binary, before all that fake crap came into the world. Yes, I'm pretty sure that yes, there were a lot of LGBT people doing great things. Now, past 5-6 years of entertainment, when it comes to comics, movies, to television, as well as video games, are utter failures. The box office, for example, for the movie industry is in the dumpster. They have lost about 40% of the audience. Why? Because most of the movies that are coming out are not good. Why? You got the message, you got the forced representation, bad writing, the destruction of franchises we love, all for the sake of an ideology, to take away individualism and to make us dependent on the state. It's the yawning of the emptiness of Hogwarts legacy. The quiet solidity of queer people and our allies in game development. We must stand with them. The people who said no when the job came their way. The ones who didn't answer the emails of Portkey Games. The ones who politely let their co-workers know that working on the game was harmful to the Transformer community. The ones who listened and said, okay, thanks for letting me know. The people who put their morals, their loved ones above an easy paycheck. And the ones who were bullied by people like me on Twitter. And finally, at the end, I probably will never know your names, but I see you, I appreciate you. It's not easy for me to go against Harry Potter because of the Wizarding World is now at the hands of the heartless creator. Shout out J.K. Rowling. I love Harry Potter. It was a big part of my childhood, and I appreciate it, and I'm having fun with the game. And this bozo most likely didn't even play the game. This review is nothing more than a therapy session, and we're the ones, and we're the therapists that have to sit back and watch this nutcase ramble on for a couple paragraphs. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.